Ryan. Many of us are faced with yet another unprecedented aspect of this pandemic, which could be telling family members that you're not going to be celebrating with them for the holidays. But there are ways to make that tough conversation just a little bit easier.
And this month we are talking with the folks at Nystrom and Associates for help with issues just like this. Today we're joined via Skype by a new face, licensed psychologist, Dr. Karin Ryan. Hi there, Karin.
Hi, Karin.
Hi there.
Oh,
Thanks
boy.
for having me.
Well, we're happy to have you because for folks who need to change the way that they're doing the holidays this year, it will provide some awkward encounters because all you need to find, Karin, is any family, and you have half of the family that feels one way about something, half that feels another way, even about a pandemic. Talk to us about how we can go about setting some healthy boundaries.
You bet. The first thing is really figuring out where you're at, right? And so all that entails is sitting down quietly, taking 5 deep breaths and asking yourself, what thoughts am I having right now? What am I feeling in my body? Where am I emotionally at with my decision about the holidays? What do I feel like I need to do? And then once you know where you're at, you can really have effective conversations with first your immediate family. So then you set up a game plan. What is our decision going to be about the holidays? So you first get your pod or yourself to know what do you need to do.
I feel like, especially even with my family, my immediate family, and my family, I have family in Indiana, and we're talking about this as well, but who wants to make that decision? Who wants to make the call that we're not going to do it? That's a pretty tricky thing, but the key is you have to talk about it and communicate in a way that they're comfortable with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think when you check in and you know where you're at, you're able to validate those emotions, and then you're able to set a plan of how am I going to communicate this? And on one hand, like you said, Kelly, it's really hard to be the one to make that call.
Yes.
But the beauty of it is it does give us empowerment, and it gives us control in a time when things feel so out of control. So really preparing. There is no shame in practicing what you're going to say. And so when you have practiced, and you can start it with a validation of, there's nothing I want more than to be with you. Holidays mean so much to me as well. I am going to miss you tremendously. And this is the decision I have to make. And so by being very clear and not acting like it's going to be a discussion, then you have that clarity. And it leads to less of a debate because you're just simply stating where you're at and honoring those needs.
Right.
As you go through all these, and different families will make different decisions about all of this, and it's important to have a clear thought process so that you don't feel like you're rushing into whatever decision you happen to make. So I love the idea of checking in with yourself. No matter the decision, no matter what it looks like, there's kind of a bummer lingering out there in regards to these ongoing implications of the pandemic. And of course, we want to keep people safe, but then it's those the tentacles, the branches of the tree, so to speak. They just leave you feeling sad. And you would say, don't bury that feeling, but sort of look it right in the eye and be okay with feeling that. How do we do that in a healthy way so that we don't just come out of it totally feeling stuck in blue?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think sometimes we fear that we're going to get stuck there, and we typically don't, right? And so like you're saying, when we take that time to check in, what we find is we're not just experiencing one emotion either, right? I might be really sad about not being able to see extended family, but feel grateful for other opportunities that I have. And so being able to recognize that I'm going to feel mixed emotions, you're going to feel mixed emotions at the same time, and just sitting and naming it, I'm telling you, takes some of the sting away from it.
Just admitting it.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
speak it out loud.
To be sad. Yesterday I was sad on the show.
Yeah.
And I spoke out loud about it. I felt like that to me was therapeutic, just to say, I'm not doing okay.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of like when you name the monster, right? I mean, like once you name it, then there is something really sort of magical about what happens from that. Listen, Dr. Ryan, we just love that you were able to come on our show and help give us some helpful tips, and especially remember, no shame in rehearsing what your position might be.
I like
and
that.
That's not just during the pandemic. That's a good lesson to know for any sort of important conversation, so that you make sure you communicate clearly, and then the conversation goes from there. Dr. Ryan, thank you so much. We appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
We want you to kick back with your favorite mug, everyone, and take a break with us. Take a Break with TCL is presented by Nystrom and Associates. They provide care in the fields of psychiatry, psychology, family therapy, and much more. They have 20 locations in the Twin Cities.
They work with couples, families, and individuals of all ages. So if you find that you're struggling with stress or anxiety, depression, addiction, reach out to them today.
So take a picture of you and your mug and post it on our Facebook page under the Take a Break with TCL post. Then use the same hashtag, Take a Break with TCL. Your picture just might end up on TV.
Now, if you need a good mug, we can help you there. Go to the Soda Clothing website. We partnered with them to create this mug. We think it sums up the year. It says 2020, hold my mug. And you can get it for just $12. All the proceeds for purchasing the mug go to NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You know how they